going back to the issue of having relevant content is even more important at a senior level, because they can smell a sales pitch a mile off. So as soon as you talk about Cisco, even though they know they're on a Cisco platform, but if you start, giving a solution pitch or a product pitch or even a service pitch, people switch off. What they're interested in is the actual insight that you can offer, the additional insight that you can offer at that stage, because they are after, intellectual horsepower, from a technical and from a business point of view. Can we offer that? Does it give an indication that we can offer that? I think it does, and I think it shows the company in a broader light, rather than just being, brainiacs who actually understand technology and actually, deliver on technology. So I think it achieves, sort of that aim very successfully. Make sure that the content is bona fide thought leadership, not, opinion farming where you're regurgitating, snippets and sound bites from other areas that are actually, you've either picked up before, and it doesn't appear new. Because again, you're representing the brand, you're representing your company. If all you're doing is regurgitating stuff from analysts, or from research paper, or published research, and you're not adding anything to it, in terms of additional insight, then again, you'd have to question why you would do that.
I often smile a little bit when I see an awful lot of stuff in the trade literature, if you will, that sort of says exactly what content you use at which stages, and it strikes me that often there's an unfortunate blurring that happens in a lot of those writings between the content itself and the vehicle that's used for the content. And I think it's really important to separate the two. So I see a lot of stuff that says, at this stage a white paper is good, and at this stage a video is good, and at this stage social media is good. And my view is it's really all down to the actual content. Investing the time to have good content that then you can disseminate through any of those vehicles is actually really where you want to focus your time. The other reason I say that is once you actually have some good content, you can actually get real efficiencies through that as well. If you have a strong set of content, you can then replay that out and re-leverage that in various different sorts of vehicle and use those appropriately for different purposes, not necessarily just nurturing. But if we just think of it in terms of a white paper or a video, there's a great opportunity to just duplicate the whole content production process, quite frankly.
It is absolutely essential to make sure that on your own, the areas you have control over, that you have interesting, relevant content. If people know your organisation well enough to come and find you, they'll find it, they'll read it. However, if you want to make sure that you're considered among the various other players in the marketplace, I think at that point it's a good idea to seek out other places to put your content alongside others. That might be a LinkedIn discussion group, join someone else's. You have to be a bit careful because, you don't want to just spend all your own time blowing your own trumpet. You have to engage in a discussion here. There are other ways of finding, maybe working with a media partner to put your content out so that you can reach their readership. There are other independent sites who are interested in overall technology and will take your content if it's interesting. So there's the challenge: make your content interesting enough so that it sits well alongside those from other vendors with whom you compete, and that you're interesting enough that people actually read what you say, and this is the most important thing, follow whatever call to action you put in it. And the call to action is obviously a very important thing because you need to know whether people are reading it or not and what they're doing as a result.
Building an effective content strategy is really important, and you might want to consider putting a head on it full time, because building a calendar can be very time intensive. Once you've got great content though, it positions your organisation as a thought leader. You can use the material in lots of different ways. For example, you might want to give that to your sales team so they can personalise it and send it out to market. You can put it on your website, and if it's searchable and comes up well in the search rankings, it provides extra web traffic. If somebody comes to your company but they're early on in the sales cycle, you can use the information to nurture them over a period of time. And best of all, if you put it in the hands of your influencers, they'll take it out to market and exponentially increase the number of people that receive that information.
The first thing that I think is important about content marketing is making sure that it's relevant to the audience. So having content that is valuable to them and gives them something of use is the first aspect of content marketing. The second aspect of content marketing that is important is making sure that it's personal, so that it doesn't feel that it's coming from a stuffy corporate, that it actually feels like it's a person to a person having a dialogue. Then the third aspect of content marketing is making sure that it's used in the right media. So you have lots of different types of content that are available to you, and I think it's important to make sure that you have all the different aspects that you need, but then use them in the right way. So a case study is a great piece of content to have in an event or in a telemarketing conversation, whereas white papers and research papers might be more appropriate when you're talking about online advertising. The fourth thing that I would say about content marketing is to make sure that you think about the pull rather than just the push. So then that's about connecting the SEO and the social media and everything that you do with your content, and then having it distributed in the right places is really important. And the final thing that I would say about content marketing is making sure that you know before you plan what content you're going to create, what you want to achieve with it. People can set out with in mind, oh, I need a white paper and I need a case study and I need a demo. But if you don't know what you want to achieve with those pieces of content, then you don't know if you're creating the right things. So that would be the final